welcome everyone to Late Night with BS3. And on tonight's show, we will be doing a Cowboys versus Eagles preview. We should have another Eagles fan, but we got two Cowboys going to give up against two Eagles fans. Tonight's show should be beautiful. Also, we'll have our weekly segment with Tracy Killian Styling. He'll be coming on here in just a minute later on in the show. But let's get to the co-hosts on the show for tonight. We got King Doc of The Forecast, also of Queen Theory and King, also the creative director of BS3 Radio. What's going on?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to tell you like this. You only got one Eagle fan now. I know another one coming. You probably need 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you about to get it tonight, Eric, if Courtney don't come.
Apparently King Doc doesn't have social media and doesn't realize that Eagle fans have hands. We can handle, multiple Cowboy fans with no problem. You know what I mean? Like that.
Okay.
Nothing but a thing, you know what I mean?
Okay. Welcome in Eric, aka The Ice of Eagles versus Everybody. Also on BS3 Radio, they're coming back for football season. But how you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Excited about Monday night, of course.
Yeah. So this is the third game of the season. Eagles going into their season. At this point, they're 1-1. Cowboys are 1-1 as well. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Looking forward to it. Actually, Doc's going to the game. So he will be in the building representing for Cowboys Nation. But before we kind of get into the show, Eric, give us your thoughts on the Eagles season so far.
I'm pleasantly surprised with the coaching staff. Definitely seem to have a plan for Hurts. Team seems to come out and play with some energy. Of course, like anything else, there's some things to clean up. We could be better in the red zone. But honestly, I can't really complain because my expectations were very low coming into the season. So, I'm just hoping this isn't a spot where we're 5-8 and still in contention for the division. Right. Like that's my biggest fear.
Well, take it from a Cowboys fan from our perspective. This may be the one compliment I give to the Eagles tonight. But they, you talked about the competitiveness and whatnot. They are always competitive in my estimation. They are always ready to play, always fired up, and in fact, it is one of the teams I look to or I reference whenever I talk about how sometimes we seem to be a little bit subdued, and you can't be subdued on Sunday. You got to be Mike Tyson. I'm finna eat your kids, and the Eagles have that mentality, especially on defense. They've always had that mentality, which is probably why these games are always competitive, regardless of who's the most talented, who's the better coach, who's the pick to be, go further in the playoffs. They're always competitive regardless.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome in, Courtney Harden of Courtney. Deal.
What up, fellas? How y'all
Glad
doing?
You could join us.
Oh, no doubt. You got to put that egos up, But how you guys doing, man?
Hey, doing good. The other Dirty Bird.
Yes.
No. Dirty Birds
because it's Philly.
No, we got rid of Dirty Birds week 1. We got rid of them. They done.
It's the Bird gang. This is what we do.
Now, I'm a little bit. I realize what you're doing. You're trying to subconsciously put the Cowboy fans on top. And that's okay. I know what you're doing.
Right.
Obviously, if StreamYard wants to do it that way, I'm not gonna hold them back. They understand the game. They understand the game plan. All right, so Courtney, we just kind of talking about how you feel about the Eagles so far this year, 1-1. I know with some nervousness. I think probably on both of you guys' parts with Jalen Hurts. So talk about how you feeling about the season so far.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the year, before the season started, I said, this is an unknown season. New coach, new regime, new players. a lot of young players, so we didn't know what to expect. I know some Eagle fans, I talk with here, living in here, they always have high expectations, Super Bowl every year and everything. It's like, come on, let's pump the brakes. Let's just see how this goes, because we don't know what the new coach was going to be about. Nick Sirianni, we just didn't know what type of offense he was going to run and everything else. So I came into this season with very low expectations, saying, okay, this is the first time in a lot of years that the Eagles weren't like, okay, they're the favorites or they're close to the favorites to win a division and things like that. So I'm like, this is low expectations. So I'm good with this. We could be the underdog. Let's just see how they do go. So first game with Atlanta, I was surprised of how efficient they were. It was against a bad team, really bad Atlanta team, but they looked really good. They didn't turn the ball over. They executed on offense. They were flying all over on defense. So then they played San Francisco the next week. They're like, okay, now they're playing a real team with a real defense. Let's see what they can do. Now they had their chances last week, and they just couldn't execute, getting any touchdowns or any points. So, that's on coaching. That's maybe not executing on offense and everything like that. So they had their chances. So to me, the 1-1 record is, I think that's what the Eagles are. They're a 500 team as of today right now. So I think that's where they are.
Okay. All right, Doc, how you feeling about the Cowboys so far? 1-1 as well.
It was about what I expected. Coming in, I was feeling good about things. With this being the second year under McCarthy, with Dan Quinn coming in to run the defense, and with the infusion of young thug talent on defense, with Michael Parsons and gang, so I was feeling pretty good about, our chances. I think we showed very well against the defending Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in week 1. I really didn't. I did. I really didn't expect to win in that week. But I really didn't expect them to play as well as they did. So we played much better than I anticipated. And we did what we needed to do against a talented Chargers team. Justin Herbert is the real deal. Courtney, you talk about the real deal. That's the real
deal. He's a real deal, yes.
That dude, you want to talk about ice? He got ice in his veins, homeboy. Yeah. That dude, real deal, man. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I got one issue with the team, and that's our crackhead special teams coach. I don't know what the hell he be doing, man. This fool want to go for it, which is why he was fired at his last stop, which I think was in, I can't remember exactly where that was, but his last stop, he was fired after a fake punt from his own 17-yard line. They didn't let that fool ride the plane home. So, he got some crackhead tendencies, man. He a little twitchy, and I don't like that.
Yeah. He got the itch. Yeah, he did.
Say that again?
But Jerry hired him.
No, McCarthy hired him. He was in control of it.
That's a McCarthy move.
That's
right?
McCarthy hired him. That's a McCarthy dude.
The same reason why McCarthy hired the defensive coordinator from last year, and then he was like, I thought you was trying to help us out. Like that was a buddy hire. And then he realized, okay, you can't coach no more. Let's stop playing around. But John Fossil was at the Rams last year, the LA Rams.
That's right.
Which he has some creativity. I think that was the reason for that hire.
Yeah.
But your creativity comes at the wrong time.
Yeah. And it's really on McCarthy for green lighting it or not vetoing when he needs to veto. Right. He needed to be telling that cat, you run everything by me. If it's not a regular punt, if it's not a regular kickoff, if it's not a regular field goal, you need to run it by me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So,
you mean by Jerry, but yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be one of these.
All right. This is one of these outside looking in. Hey, Jerry still got a flip phone. Jerry ain't he may be making some calls, but I think
after the game.
After the game. And then when he says, "Oh yes, this person's gonna play," and they're like, "Jerry, that person's not playing."
Yeah, well, he's not on the team no more. He's not on the team.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Jerry delusional.
This ain't Jerry of 15 years ago. Let's just say.
This his son's running it. But I'll say I'm impressed. I was expecting the first game one. I was expecting that to be a convincing loss, but actually ended up being them playing real close. If we wouldn't,
Now give me this more victory
mistakes,
stuff.
Hold on, I ain't done yet. Hold on.
Oh, come on, man! You know if that field goal kicker make that extra point in that short field goal, we might be talking about 2-0 Cowboy team right now.
We would
Let's
be.
not play with it. That ain't no moral victory. Huh?
If Dak doesn't throw a couple ducks around the red zone, you might be 2-0 too. But
that's a problem.
Y'all overlooked that.
I agree with that. The red
now
zone
he's finna question Dak. Come on, there's not a critic out there that is not saying Dak is an elite quarterback, and anybody who said anything different up to this point should completely change their mind because of the way he's played in the first couple of weeks, and especially in that Tampa Bay game.
We appreciate that, Frankie. Frankie
elite.
C of Unscripted. As a Patriots fan, I have to pick them boys to win. I like the young Philly team, but I think the Cowboys got it. So I'll say, going back to the Bucs, I was not expecting us to win that game, but I just think the way that they played, that was a good tone setter on the season.
Right.
And the way that defense played. So look, I know Dan Quinn's not good at head coaching. Now defense, he's been able to do a pretty good job at that. But if anything happens to McCarthy, do not give the keys to Dan Quinn. Give it to young boy Kellen. Which okay, this is a little bit of a side topic. But if they say one more time he could be a head coach next year, this dude, I get it. He's the young whippersnapper or whatever you want to call him. But you got Bieniemy out there that still hasn't gotten a job, which I don't know what the full story is on that. And you about to give Kellen Moore a head coaching job when he hasn't really consistently put together, years. So that this commentators is really getting on my nerves with that.
Yeah.
Now, kind of same line with coaching. With Sirianni coming in, you feel like there's different. This is to Courtney and Eric. You feel like there's some different play calls or something different that you guys are seeing, Courtney?
It's too early now. I think it's still real early. I mean, the jury's still out because he called a bad game against San Francisco. It's like you're trying to run a Philly special where you get down the field and it's 4th down and goal and you're trying to run a Philly special. Like San Francisco was not playing that. So it's like, okay, come on. He took it upon himself saying, okay, This was on me. This is my fault. Now we've heard this from Doug Peterson, we've heard this from Andy Reid. Right. They take the bullet for all this. Like you called the play. Yeah, it was your play that it didn't execute. It didn't work. And you could tell Jalen Hurts was thinking like, you sure about this? I don't know if this is going to work or whatever. It worked in the Super Bowl 4 years ago now. So, that was a special moment right there. But you can't keep running that. You can't run that play all the time. It didn't trick San Francisco at all. So, Sirianni, the jury's still out. He called a good game against Atlanta, a bad team, and he didn't call a good game against San Francisco, a good team. So we'll see against this Dallas team if he can is he going to be able to call a really good game against Dallas?
Okay. All right, Ice.
I like what I see so far because they seem to be focused on what does Hurts do well. Let's just do that over and over.
Yeah.
Now, the Philly now that was just dumb because number one, why are we going for it on 4th down in that situation when we're ahead and it's early in the game? Number two, the Philly special worked with Foles because nobody looks at him as an athletic threat. So there's nobody following him. But when you got somebody like Hurts, somebody's job is to follow him wherever he goes. So he's not going to be wide open, right? But the play before that is the one that bothered me, where they ran Hurts to the short side of the field. And instead of using the running back, usually when they fake to the running back goes one way, the quarterback goes the other. But they had the running back in front of him. So that's going to bring more defenders as if he's a lead blocker, and the dude might be 200 pounds. Like, come on, like whose idea was that? That was a terrible call. But other than that, I think overall they definitely seem to have a plan and some scripted plays, and they stick to the plan. So I can't really argue with what I see so far overall. Like I said, now obviously microcosms and red zone, a couple of bad plays, but overall I like what I see. I like the creativity, not just dropping back trying to make Hurts, Aaron Rodgers or something.
Yeah.
I think
I'll go
I
out and
think
say
what y'all are guilty of is your coaching staff is guilty of the same thing our coaching staff is trying to get too cute sometimes. You outthink yourselves.
yes.
Instead of just sticking with some more basic bread and butter, what works, you try to get too fancy, too cute. You overthink it.
Yeah, and that was Doug Peterson's problem later in his career. Coaching, he was overthinking too much, and I think that's what got him in trouble. Now they had a lot of issues last year. I mean, there was just a bunch of stuff going on. Carson Wentz and the play calling and not running the football. The one thing I think Sirianni is doing is that he said he is sticking to the script. He's trying to get the young guys involved and get them open in space, and he's letting Jalen Hurts use his legs and use his arm. That's the smartest thing to do. You gotta cater your offense to Jalen Hurts and his strengths, what he can do. And they're taking chances. Like they were trying to go down the field so many times with the deep ball. It was just Jalen Hurts was either underthrown or overthrown. It was one or the other. So yes, he's got to clean that up. The accuracy will be, I think, with more games under his belt, he will do that. But Jalen Hurts, he's letting him just let him run around. Sometimes just gotta let the guys play. And I think that's what Sirianni's actually doing. And they're running the football, which I'm glad to see that they're actually running the football because Doug Peterson, he abandoned that so early a lot of times.
All the time.
All the time, right? So now Miles Sanders, who is a talented back.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, right? So you got to let these guys just let them play. And like I said, letting the young guys eat a little bit. So we'll see in these weeks coming. I'm very optimistic to see what's going to happen.
So, Courtney, you touched on Hurts's accuracy. I want to hear you and Ice both. Is he accurate with the deep ball, or was he just off that week, or what kind of issues does he have?
What you looking at? What you looking at, Ice? You looking at the deep balls coming your ways?
About to dunk?
No,
his hands up.
I mean, if it's a Hurts deep ball, it may get here, may not. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
very inconsistent. So that inconsistency is what's typical then.
I think that he's better at the deep ball than he is like the intermediate throws. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Okay. Now, I mean, I think that's his weak point. I think is that intermediate area. I think the deep ball, he can get it out there. He's got to teach the receivers to stay in bounds. That might help. But also you got to take some. I'm always a big believer that you got to take some shots because you may get pass interference and you just got to back the defense up some. So you got a big arm, just do it 2-3 times a quarter. To me, that's not his biggest problem. To me, his biggest problem is he likes to lob the ball in some of those shorter or intermediate throws. Like he has a flashback that he's back at Oklahoma and you're throwing the first round picks against a Big 12 defense. So you can just kind of lob it out there. Can't do that in the NFL. You just can't do that in the NFL. And so
some of our quarterbacks look like they come out the Big 12, especially Anthony Brown. So
right.
He may have success there.
Right. And then those deep balls that he threw against San Francisco, the receivers weren't even open. So there's the accuracy is seeing the field. Like you said, he's lobbing him. And by that time, there's 3 guys on the receiver. And I'm like, okay, what was he seeing? Like the safety was over the top. I don't care how fast you are. They got a lot of speed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's reading the field or if they're just telling him play you throw to this guy. Because to be honest with you, I don't think what they saw in practices and mini camps, they were that impressed. That's why they're willing to get Deshaun Watson, right? They weren't, you weren't calling Houston because you thought Hurts was ready to blow up. You know what I mean? Like you obviously didn't like what you saw in Hurts that you thought, is this guy going to play? I don't know, but let's see if we can get him anyway. I
think the most interesting part about this offseason was they picked Hurts though over Wentz.
Yeah,
and it was a clear cut sign, and I know
Wentz picked out because they hired Sirianni hoping that Wentz would want to stay to work with him because that's the closest they could get to Frank Wright.
Frank Wright, okay.
And then when Carson was like, I still want out. It's like, okay, well, we got to make a move. So they didn't really pick Hurts. It's kind of like he was the
forced.
consolation prize. Yeah.
And you don't pick a second round pick, a quarterback of all things, when you have Wentz in there. Wentz is looking over his shoulder. It's like, come on, that's not going to work.
Like, let's be honest. If Deshaun Watson didn't like rub and tug, Hurts would probably be on the bench right now. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. No doubt about that. No doubt. Watson will be an Eagle.
Well, let's be fair. Who doesn't like a good rub and tug?
I mean, apparently he likes him from a lot of people, but I don't know.
Yeah. Let's get to a couple shout outs here. We got Dennis Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. He says, "Go Eagles."
What's up, Dennis?
Dennis is a genius.
Yeah.
We got my man Talking with OC, Overton Claiborne, tuning in. He's a Ravens fan. He said Ravens will win this weekend. In our hour, that's Nathan. Thank you for tuning in. He says Eagles are soft and they suck. What else did he say? He said I think he said Cowboys 100, Eagles nothing. Which,
that was in our hour, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit too far.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like a Dallas fan.
He said he can't make all of those NFL throws. He has work to do. Maybe talking about
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen. Shout out to our guy Aiden Barrett. He says Eagles 28, Cowboys 24. It's going to be in reverse. Shout out to this is Jungle Brother right here. He said the way y'all nitpicking, I must be talking about a black QB.
Okay.
Wow. Come on,
I mean, all the quarterbacks involved are black, so that's kind of a given.
And then it's like this, man. I mean, let me put it like this: the number of black quarterbacks that are in the league now, I think we've turned the corner, man. Really, I don't think people are looking at that. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody's looking at that and there's no GMs that have an issue with it, but we ain't having that conversation nowadays, are we? Am I wrong about that?
No, you ain't wrong.
No.
I think that conversation is done, man. And if you're a quarterback, your weaknesses we gonna talk about, your strengths we gonna give you credit for. Right. We don't care who you are, man.
And some of the best quarterbacks are black. The top one.
They are.
Didn't one win an MVP just a couple years ago?
Lamar Jackson. Come on, man.
This is how you know the stigma's gone is when you can have sorry black quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Because you used to have to be a Pro Bowl. Right. You had to be a Pro Bowl guy, to consistently be a black quarterback. Now you could, and keep a job. You know what I'm saying?
So no, none of us will play QB in the NFL. None of us. Mm-mm. So you ain't got to worry about that question.
Wow.
No, but I was a JV quarterback for about 2 weeks. And
I played one on an Army team.
Oh, okay.
Not the real Army team.
Not the real Army team.
Not the real Army
team. My base.
Right. I got you. Right.
I played QB when I was younger. Street football.
Let me give a shout out to
my arm talent got me moved to defense. So the idea.
Shout out to Mike Patton. He helps the show touring the AFC South. He says shout out to all of y'all. I think this will be a close game early, but Dallas pulls away in the second half of the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be a close game too.
Me too.
I do too.
Overton says big division game. Dallas will win this week. I like that. Appreciate that. He said big time. You are just a QB. Mike says I disagree. There still are biases. Biases that are out there. Yeah, the stigma is still there. Check all the bad talk about Lamar. Yeah, it's definitely there.
Yeah,
but you got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, come on. He's the top player. He's the top guy. And people don't talk about much of his weaknesses. They just say he had a bad offensive line. It's like, okay, so you got, like say, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, there's a stigma still there that he can't throw the football. Okay, they still say that.
This joke talking about if Flacco was, man, Flacco. We damn sure would be talking about how he's throwing the ball.
Right. Kyler Murray.
If Flacco was playing, I'd be talking about how do we get Deshaun Watson again?
Yeah, how we get
his charges go away? Flacco's like my age, like.
Look at they said you got Kyler Murray. He's balling. Russell Wilson. This guy won a Super Bowl. I mean,
the top quarterbacks are black.
Dak is ball. It's like, come on, these guys.
But Ice shut it down. Ice's comments shut it down.
Yeah,
and he says to prove that we have turned the corner, you got sorry black quarterbacks in the league. Yep. That ought to let you know everything you need to know. Yep, isn't Brissett, if I'm not mistaken, he gonna be starting this weekend due to an injury, and he's on that roster for a reason. So again, like I said during my comments, I'm not saying that there are some GMs out there that don't want to have it, some fan bases that may have an issue with it. I get that. I'm not saying that, but shoot, the proof is in the pudding, man.
Yeah. Mike says Hurts is going to be just fine. Not even worried about him. And this is the thing about Hurts, and I think a lot of black quarterbacks is that they know how to win. There isn't their talent may not be as far as arm strength or accuracy may not be there, but Lamar Jackson is a prime example of how he won that game last week. So like that tells you that they know how to win. They know how to win.
Yeah, games. I'm not looking forward to facing Hurts. I got news for you. Again, if they don't, from a game strategy standpoint, if they don't game plan for him, he gonna hurt him. Yeah. If with nothing but on the ground, he gonna hurt him. I'm not looking forward to playing. I'm an OU fan. I didn't watch what this cat can do. And if he gets some confidence rolling, and he cool as a cucumber. Hell, he done been through everything.
That's true.
You follow me, man. He done been through everything. You ain't gonna rattle him.
No, he did it against Dallas last year. That was his third start. Like you said, it's one of those times like he came in, didn't know what to expect, and he was throwing that deep ball then against the Cowboys. I think it was week 16 last season.
If you're gonna have some success, this is the week because you got our secondary skeptical.
But we're missing our left tackle. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, let's get to the injuries. Let me read this comment. I believe this is by Jungle Brother. Exactly, you're making my point. When it comes to black QBs, you nitpick, reset one more.
Let's not spend no more time on that, man. Let's not spend no more time on it. Just ain't even worth it. We finna nitpick everybody in there. Yeah. We can nitpick McCarthy. We nitpick Sirianni.
Yeah, that's another show, right? No. Yep. Right. Like we literally spent like 3 minutes just talking about play calls, right? Which had nothing to do with who the quarterback was, but
Right.
Selective listening.
Yes. Greg Roman is the issue with the Baltimore offense. Nonsense. None of the QBs he's had has progressed or developed as passers. And this is the problem with the NFL. Period. It's a lot of retread coaches. I was pissed when McCarthy got hired because McCarthy sold them on that he was studying film in a barn. And they figured, oh my God, he's got tapes in a barn. Let's hire this guy.
Well, when you tell cats out of Arkansas that they love that shit,
right.
So McCarthy's not he had a couple of good years with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he could not seem to continue to have that good relationship with him. So he's here now, obviously. I still don't think he has that fire. I need coaches I need a Denny Green one day to just say, well, they are who we thought they were. And we got work. So what we gonna do next? I'll need a coach to say something like that. So we're in this now. And the Cowboys, Doc, you can speak to this. They do not like change. That's when everybody was like, oh no, Dak's not gonna be here. Dak will be here. Don't worry. They don't like change. They don't like going. They don't like turning the corner to try to do something else because they struggle when these people leave or when they get out of their when they get away from the Cowboys. They're sad and they want to do a whole 10-piece article on the person. So
right, yeah. In fact, the cat who was talking about we nitpicking quarterbacks and things of that nature, and I said we've turned a major corner in the league with regard to that. The area where we need to be talking about, like Ben talked about a little earlier with Eric Bieniemy, that's the area we need to be talking about. Not nitpicking quarterbacks, but why you still ain't giving some of these black coaches an opportunity? That's the conversation. Make that your argument, partner. Get off the black quarterback stuff. You can make a lot more hay.
Black GMs.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, black
You know
owners.
what I mean? Like when are black going to start making those decisions?
The front office, yeah.
And I
Because
we got one right here that is worthy of a shot, and that's Will McClay. Guaranteed.
So let's kind of let's talk about some injuries here, which this is a little bit of Aiden's comment about injuries, and he's saying the Cowboys defense is so weak. I don't agree with that. This was last year. I would agree with you. This year, I think it's a completely different story. These guys are flying all over the field more than I've seen since Parcells. And that was Brady James and Anthony, I think it was Anthony Owens and whoever they had, and Terrence Newman. But let's get to some injuries here. Brandon Brooks is on injury reserve. Jordan, is this the offensive lineman you were talking about?
Yeah, Mulata. Yep.
Mulata's out. Rodney McLeod is out. Boston Scott questionable. Devon Taylor questionable.
Boston Scott be balling. Boston Scott be killing us, man.
Yeah, but he hasn't played much this year.
The
rookie is taking his snaps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gainwell.
Boston Scott's been an afterthought.
But then we lost Brandon Graham too. He's out for the year.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts the defensive line because
that's your outside rusher, right?
Defensive end. Yeah, and the way the Eagles rotate the defensive line, keep them fresh. That's a big blow.
Well, I see your defensive line, and I raise you a defensive line that's out on IR. That's Tank Lawrence and Dorrance Armstrong.
And not to mention who may test positive for COVID or get exposed between now and Monday night.
Right, man.
That's always a factor too.
Keanu Neal is out for that reason. Keanu Neal is out for that reason.
Zach Ertz he just got activated today, so it's possible he should play on Monday. But
Ertz be killing us too, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be a major problem throughout the year. It was a problem last year, but I think it's going to be even bigger of a problem this year because obviously some people are vaccinated, some aren't. I think a lot of people are kind of laying their guards down because it may not be too much of an issue for them, but the NFL is gonna make a move and maybe end up forfeiting games.
You said Cam Newton? I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, man. Let me put you like this, man. We gonna lose brain cells if we keep making this argument because we smash them, man. I smashed it all day. I don't even want to touch it.
Just to put that on there, like you said.
You make a fantastic point, man, because Keanu Neal is out just due to close contact. He ain't even tested positive, man.
No, I think he did.
Did he end up testing positive?
Let me check something.
Because initially he was out just due to close contact. And whether he is or not, that's still an issue where people got to sit out and they got to produce like 3 negative tests or something like that after just close contact if you're not vaccinated or whatever. Yeah. So that's gonna be an issue.
And he did test positive, so he is out.
Okay.
Bradley Anai, defensive end, is out, and then Donovan Wilson is doubtful. I didn't know he had.
He had a growing. I think he's trying to come back from a growing situation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I mean, this depth chart on both sides is going to be looking real iffy.
And Amari Cooper is going to play, but he's got a broken rib that he's gonna dope up.
Amari making me nervous, man. Yeah. He last year, the first year he got here,
he's been injured a little bit.
He didn't have any injuries, any injury issues at all. Last year he had something that I know he played with that injury all year long.
Yep,
he got this rib, so I'm almost to the point like let Amari sit out till he's let him sit out till he's 100%. We got CD.
Not right today.
We got CD. We got
don't say that. He's not our best receiver.
Yeah, he's more reliable. Yes.
Let me introduce you to CD Lamb. Okay. Now he's our best route runner, and that's why I want him on the field because he's a killer with regard to route running, and you got to respect him. So you can dope up that rib situation, Toradol, whatever we need to do, give him a shot and get him out there.
Get him a new rib.
He'll be good.
So how you guys feeling on the injury front? Is that going to affect you with that tackle being out?
Yeah. The fact that Dillard, who even though he's a first round pick a couple years ago, you think the first round pick would be an upgrade over the guy that went in the 6th or 7th round, but in this case, because we draft so poorly, it's actually downgrading. So it's I'm a little nervous because Dillard is very susceptible to bull rushing, and everybody knows it. So I'm a little nervous. I'll just say I don't think we should roll Jalen Hurts. I mean,
we ain't got no balls. That's the problem. So again, Michael Parsons likely is not going to play on the line this week because we got Keanu Neal out and because of the style of Jalen Hurts. So I think basically the injuries that I'm hearing for you guys, we actually got an injury that's going to actually make it okay on our side. In other words, we don't have anybody that's going to come do no damage like that. And then as far as our offensive line, everybody was talking about how good Terrence Steele did last week, and I was watching him get used and abused. So I'm still not comfortable there. So you're missing the defensive end, but whoever is backing him up, get ready to make a name for yourself, son.
And the Cowboys' full line is
I think the injuries really they're washed at this point. You can consider each team at this point. You can consider each team at equal strength going in. That's really what I believe.
If Parsons is if he's playing the rusher, then it's gonna be a long night.
He's gonna eat, but it's gonna take one time for Hurts, so he comes off the edge. Okay, he done beat his guy like was likely. All Hurts got to do at that point, he gonna step up and he gone. Yeah, that's why they're not gonna play him that way. I don't believe they're gonna play him rushing. I believe they're gonna play him linebacker, right? More of a spot type.
And they hadn't said anything yet, probably for that exact reason.
Mm-hmm. I think Parsons gonna spy. I think he's gonna spy with Jalen Hurts because I think that's
he got the speed.
Yeah, he's got the speed, so that's the best way to keep him contained. Yeah, try to contain.
Let's get to this comment. We can all probably jump in on this. Zeke doesn't fit McCarthy offense, in my opinion.
That's the question I want to ask you too. That would be my question.
I mean, honestly, if I was Baltimore, I'd have been on the phone with Dallas, like, "Hey, can we get Zeke? Can we make something happen here?" If I was Baltimore Ravens, I would have called.
And if I was Dallas, I'd have said, "You can't afford it."
So the question would be: so the question is Pollard or Zeke? Because there's fans on one side and saying Pollard.
It's one game. This is the exact scenario to they had Julius Jones and they had the other kid, the kid from Memphis.
Right.
Everybody was so excited. I forgot what that guy's name was. You know why I forgot? Because he's not in the league anymore.
And when Marion Barber was there.
Exactly. And this is the bigger point. This is a bigger point. They're not going to run Zeke into the ground. They just paid him that money.
And now we got
the game plan, like the Tony Pollard game plan was working. So if I was them too, I'm not going to force feed Zeke if Tony Pollard is killing all game long. Plus so I think that's the reason. I think Zeke will be fine. Zeke will get his carries when needed.
And you got a 17-game schedule to consider now as opposed to 16 games. So you got to make him last, right? But for a guy as talented as Zeke to say he doesn't fit in anybody's offense, he can fit in any offense out there. He catches the ball well out of the backfield. He's the kind of runner. He's big enough to where he can be a ground and pound type runner. Now maybe he's lost a step turning a corner.
That's it.
But still, get it. Let me know somebody who run a better screen. That cat, if you get him a good screen pass, I mean, he done shown he'll take them to the house all day long.
But that's the point. You made that's the point right there. Do you feel like Zeke has lost a step and
around the edge,
right? And maybe the Cowboys organization is thinking, okay, we need a guy that's a little bit more explosive.
So they got
Pollard. Yeah, and they got Pollard, right? So
which is why they on the field at the same time sometimes, right? Because at that point, defense doesn't know what the case is. Right. And another thing too is defense when Zeke is on the field, they don't know if they're gonna dump it off to him out of the backfield or not. or if they're going to run him up, between the tackles behind Zach Martin. Now that what they can probably be comfortable with is they're likely not going to go around the edges with him. That's what they can be comfortable with. But when Pollard is in the game, he can do anything. He can run in between the tackles. He can go on the outside and push the edges, or you can dump it off to him.
Yeah.
But Zeke is fine, man, and in the best shape of his life.
Yeah. Now that comment, we say that every single year. I don't want to hear that
About Zeke being.
We said that. We said that.
No,
last
we
year.
did not. They called him fat last year, man. You smoking? At
the beginning of camp, there was
they
like
called
they
him
said
fat.
that
Said he was out of shape last
I
year.
don't really care about that.
Come on.
But, Randy Gregory.
Now you nitpicking on black running back. Yeah.
Here we go.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta ask: is it coincidence that somebody mentioned smoking and then suddenly we go to Randy Gregory? Is that coincidence or is it?
Randy,
Hey,
it's legal now. Randy's good. Why? Okay, I just hope Josh Gordon is good because it's legal now. Go to a city where it's
not legal everywhere.
No, it's not legal. But what he's saying basically is they don't test for it the same way.
Josh Gordon should be
And
good.
I think Josh had some other issues, not just
the
weed, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
No, you may be right. So Lyle Collins, we didn't talk about missing him. We talked about injuries being. We didn't mention Lyle Collins, our left tackle, and he liked more than weed too.
Okay, so he's suspended, right? For
6 weeks.
Yeah, they're appealing it.
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
They're appealing it, but I don't know how soon that's going to get heard.
That the performance
for missing tests.
Steroids.
Yeah.
But the program he was in was a substance abuse program, not the performance enhancing program.
Okay.
So there's
They're
a
saying
difference.
he was missing.
Yeah.
He was,
Now this is the same guy who, when he first came in the league, was linked to Superhead. And I don't know if you know who Superhead is.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
I don't know.
But if you know who Superhead is, you know Superhead and Coke go together. And I'm not talking about this Coke.
Okay.
Super had been around a little bit.
She's been
Okay.
around
a little bit.
Okay.
To the Randy Gregory question, he returned to the facility, so I believe he is.
Disinfect everybody, Randy. Do it. Do it.
Likely out. It says he's like. I'm seeing conflicting reports.
I don't think they're determined yet, but I think he's got a. They're depending on a certain number of positive tests, so they can't make a determination until they administer the test and then see what the result is.
And you guys wearing Cowboys jerseys? Yeah. It's not game day yet. It don't matter.
What does it have to do with anything?
It don't matter. We can wear the jerseys anytime.
Wear it every day if you want.
Amari better hope the Dallas doctor doesn't know. I agree with that.
Real, man.
That Tyrod Taylor
real,
doctor
man.
to go to the same place with a Michael Jackson doctor.
How much that Tyrod Taylor getting out of that cat? Because I'd be suing the draws off him.
Really? Cowboys have allowed 400 plus yards of offense in both games.
Right. Okay.
It's a valid point. Okay, look, I'll say this, and Doc, I'll get your take on this. I honestly don't care how many yards you give up. If you number one win the game and you number two get turnovers, turnovers is what's gonna decide the game.
Right.
So if you give up, I honestly don't care about that.
You're 100% correct. In fact,
year,
now, when you start looking at people like Pro Football Performance and Next Gen Stats and stuff like that, they're going away from total yards as being a gauge as to who's the best defensive team out there and things of that nature. They're looking at points and some other things a little closer than they are yards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it has to do with how well you defend in the red zone.
That's
right.
100% correct.
Because giving up that touchdown or that field goal attempt, which might be like 70%, that's a big difference, right?
Yeah, red zone efficiency against is one of the stats that's more important.
That's a key stat.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like a lot of times you can be ahead and then you give up, 200 yards in a quarter because, it's fourth quarter and you're way ahead. So, that skews the stats too.
That's right.
Right. Because even like we were saying earlier, the Cowboys and Tampa Bay, Cowboys defense did play better. It's just they gave up a few big plays to Tom Brady. They let him have the ball with the last 2 minutes of the game. He went right down the field. So it was those big plays that hurt the Cowboys. It wasn't just like their defense played bad. It's just they allowed 4 or 5 big plays that made touchdowns instead of field goals. So
yeah. Let me pose a question to Eric and Courtney. Kenneth Gainwell or Miles Sanders? Is Kenneth Gainwell gaining, and a pun intended, is he gaining on Miles Sanders, or is this
does he gain well?
I'm going to say,
is this
for me,
post?
I'm going to say Sanders. You know, if you watch the second half of the Atlanta game, Sanders was in his bag and made some professional athletes look like little kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now he wasn't running over people, but I mean, just some of the moves and things he showed. Yeah, I'm going to go with Sanders. Now, don't get me wrong, Gainwell is growing on me, but I'm a big Sanders supporter.
Me too.
Okay.
I love
Rightfully
Miles
so.
Sanders. I love Miles Sanders because, like you said, he can catch out of the backfield. He looks like there's Shady McCoy in him. Like you said, he can move. The way he runs, he gets 5, 6, 7 yards per carry when he gets the ball. When he gets running before he hits contact. So they just don't feed him enough. Like they just don't give him the ball enough. And you just don't see that. And then he blows up a big play, 40, 50 yards. He's down the field. It's like, oh yes, this is why Miles Sanders get the ball. I like Gainwell too because he brings a little bit of speed. He has that Darren Sproles in him a little bit. So he's got the size and everything too. So, I like Sanders too, definitely.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna bring up another game, and I got there's a direct feed to the Cowboys coaching staff on what you guys are saying, just an FYI. So we get all this information.
Oh boy,
Quez Watkins. I don't even know who he is. Who's Quez Watkins? Give us the game plan on him.
Deep speed. How about that? The guy gets open. Like he's right down the field. Like he had that big play last week, 90, I think it was 93 yards, something like that. So he's our third.
He's fast, right?
Very fast.
He's a track guy.
Yeah.
I think he has the fastest, I think, recorded time in the last several years, like actual game speed. So like I say, he's a track guy. Trying to see if he can become a full receiver, but
yeah.
Okay.
And he's a 6th-round pick too.
He the kind of guy. He the kind of guy the Raiders used to select every year.
Oh, right, exactly.
100 players. Yeah.
They said, "Oh, he's a track guy." Oh, okay.
That's all you had to say.
We'll draft him. We'll draft him first round, first pick.
Yeah. The Raiders just look at 40 times. Oh yeah, okay, we're doing that dude.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, he plays corner. That's okay. We'll put him at
receiver.
All right, Cowboys not going to give up 400 plus yards this week. Okay,
we hope
appreciate that. I know this is off topic, but I've heard it said before. But how is Oklahoma QB Spencer Rattler someone people are clamoring over? Watching him play right now doesn't do it for me.
That's why they call him for the guy behind him, Caleb Lewis, I think is his name. A brother right behind him that's got some shake and got an arm. But they trying to let Spencer Rattler ride it out. The crowd started cheering today. We want Caleb. We want Caleb in Norman.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
are we allowed to nitpick college quarterbacks?
Because guess what? The starter and the backup are both black. So what?
Are we allowed to nitpick college quarterbacks? I'm waiting on Facebook user to let me know.
I don't know. The great specific. I don't know.
I hope Derek Barnett's in his last year in Philly, but that's my personal.
Right. And he's going to play now with Brandon Graham out, so he's going to play a lot more. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to kind of strategy. Eagles going into this game. What's the offensive strategy for the Eagles, Courtney?
Not turn the ball over. They haven't done it all. They haven't done it in the first 2 games, so they got to continue that trait. Jalen Hurts, he's got to be in his bag. He's got to do it on the running and the throwing. He's got to be a little bit more consistent because, as you said, Dallas, they might give up those chunk yards, but inside the 20. That's where the Eagles struggle, and that's where they're gonna have to try to score. So they can get down the field, but now they got to score in the red zone. They got to be very selective, and they got to be very smart with the play calling to score a touchdown because you're not going to win against Dallas kicking field goals. You got to score points because we already know what Dallas can do. They can score 30 plus. And it's in Jerry's world. This is the first home game of the year.
And I'm going to be there. Shit, they're going to be all right.
Yeah, the billionaire playpen. Like, come on, man. So, yeah, the Eagles got to score, man.
You hear me? All right, shit. That's why they're going to get it crunk here.
Yeah.
So, hey, real quick, shout out to my guy, Philly, the podcast, man. This dude, he's...
You know.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler can't miss process. Okay. All right.
First of all, it's not Radner, but anyway.
Oh, he's talking about somebody else. That's what it is.
Right?
I think the key, we got to get Dallas Goedert involved.
Oh man,
and I think that can be the difference in the red zone.
I don't like that name, man. That's
we got
He's supposed to be on the Cowboys.
Watkins and Smith and that speed to clear out the middle, and Hurts has got to be accurate. Well, you don't have to be too accurate if you're throwing the hot Goddard because he's a big dude, but you gotta hit him in the middle of the field. I think that can move the chains or get you in the end zone instead of a field goal. To me, that's going to be the difference.
Can we hit what to do? I'm going to call a couple of females I know. I'm going to tell them to hit the Four Seasons. I'm going to tell them to hit the Omni. Let's find where the Eagles are staying. And I need you to look for a Mr. Goddard and a Mr. What's the other tight end name?
Oh, Ertz.
Ertz. I need you to find these two guys and show them a really good time tonight.
Yeah, really. Make sure they're not ready to go tomorrow.
Hold on. What time you said I'm gonna fly? I'm gonna fly there, and I'm gonna put on my Goddard jersey and just stand in the lobby. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay. Hey, well, you got a great point there, Mr. Barrett. We did take JJ Hurt. Yeah, that was a terrible pick.
I don't know why he's still on the team.
and we also picked Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson.
I didn't get that at all.
Right.
I did not get
and then
that.
Dallas ended up picking CD Lamb.
Oh yeah, we was making sure. Yeah, we really wanted to make sure that wouldn't happen.
I'm telling you, CD Lamb was coming. He was dropping to the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling my wife,
still wanted Jefferson anyway.
I did want Jefferson too. Yeah, and I told my wife, I said, look at this. I said Dallas is on. They're gonna stick it right to us and pick CD Lamb. Sure enough, they did.
Yeah.
But hadn't Reagor had some decent games since he's been in the league, man?
He had some decent plays.
Yeah, plays. Yeah, he looked good in game one. He looked good against Atlanta. But he's,
and he had a touchdown for a moment last week. And then they realized he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Yeah.
Had to call that back. Mike says attack Diggs.
I don't think that's what you want to do.
Nah, man.
I don't think that's what you want to do.
Diggs isn't as advertised to me.
Okay.
I don't agree with that at all. This dude got a nose for the ball. He was doing it last year.
I don't think that's what you want to do.
Now, is he gonna bite on some?
He'll give up. That's because he gambles. Yeah.
But the gamble, his risk and reward is a lot higher.
What good corner does that?
Right.
They're trying to kind of lull the quarterback into a false sense of security and get him to throw to a certain area, and then sometimes they try to bite on some or jump some routes and stuff. That's just what they do because they're trying to make a play. Yeah. But you don't want to come at him consistently and let him know you coming to him. That ain't gonna work out.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to you, Doc. What's your game plan?
We talked about Michael Parsons, where they're going to line him up initially, right? And like I said, I think putting him at linebacker is going to be best, right? But although, again, according to Next Gen and Pro Football Focus, Michael Parsons, man, last week, when you talk about pass rush win percentage, this cat was the best in the NFL in week 2. His very first time playing defensive end, best in the NFL, right?
That's crazy, right?
Isn't it, man? 36% was the very best in the league. He had 8 pressures, 1 sack, 3 hits, and 4 hurries. So my game plan is putting Michael Parsons where he can make some plays.
Yeah.
That's your game plan on defense, right? Now, I've always been a pressure defensive minded coach, right? I want bump and run. I want my corners close to the line of scrimmage, beating up those wide receivers as they come off the line. And that gives your defensive line an extra half a second to get to the quarterback, right? And in this particular case, again, game plan, you got to keep Hurts in the pocket. You got to stay true to your rush lanes. You can't get outside of them, because he going to hurt you. And then from a offensive standpoint, you got to, again, whether you use the pass to establish the run or the run to establish the pass, you have got to have runs in your running game. You got to have a good percentage of runs in your running game. It doesn't have to be balanced. Most people get it wrong when they talk about they need balance from the standpoint, I need 20 runs and 20 passes. I don't need to see that, but I need them to be able to respect the run.
Yeah. I agree with you on Micah Parsons as well as Jungle Brother does as well. So I agree. I think Micah Parsons is one of those players, when people talk about a generational talent, that's him. I mean, anywhere you line him up, even if you watched or didn't watch Hard Knocks, he was so focused on, I need more reps. I want to play. And this, that's A1, I think, a part of the defensive game plan. I think the other part is the secondary. If Jalen Hurts, if you need to make try to jump a route, i.e. Diggs and Jerron Kearse, man.
This cat out last week.
Cat last week, I was like, I'm just gonna kind of live Facebook the game, and I felt like all I was talking about was Javon Kearse. I think I put his name on there twice just because he was trying to make plays. That's the problem with this Cowboys defense in past years. They seem so timid, like they were
trying not to get beat.
They were so afraid to make risks. So I want this defense to make risks. That's a part of the game plan, and I think Dan Quinn, whatever he's telling them to do, obviously is working, and it's been working for the first 2 weeks. It's only the first 2 weeks, so that's
and one other thing about Micah Parsons, next gen stats, man, this is a crazy stat to me, dude. 39% of the time, he beat his block within 2.5 seconds. That's almost average time. That's like 40% of the time he beat his block in 2.5 seconds.
Wow.
9 times out of 10, when a quarterback is trying to get rid of the ball, they're asking for 4 seconds. And if you're beating your block in 2.5, that give me another 1.5 to get to the quarterback. That's why you got to sack 8 pressures, 3 hits and a knockdown.
Yeah. This is a side note. I got the game on right now too. North Carolina and Georgia Tech, which get off the Sam Howell bandwagon, people. It's no. He's good. Good is a good thing to say. It's selective depending on what day you watch him. But today he's not really that good, and no, he's not. He should not be picked as high as the other quick QB from North Carolina, which he won't be in the league that much longer. Probably gonna be a backup. But that's a little bit of a sign.
And it looked like Oklahoma just squeaked by West Virginia 16-13.
Wow.
Just squeaked by.
Yeah. But Sam Howell, he's one of those quarterbacks that they start to peg these quarterbacks early on when they think that when they want to exalt them. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, they do that with a lot of players.
Sam Howell is definitely average. It's true. But so my other part of the game plan, obviously offensively, is just to get the running game early and often. I don't care which one it is either. I don't care if it's Zeke or if it's Pollard or if it's a combination of both. Really doesn't matter. Don't make mistakes. So, and I think some of the mistakes from last week was the tip ball. I think there was a tip ball off a CD, wasn't it, last week? It ended up being an interception. One interception that was thrown. So that's really a part of my game plan. And then just this is maybe simple, but just block the person in front of you.
You got to be patient. They got to be patient. Let me ask Ice and Courtney this: Philly's defense, is it still like it has been in the past, which is real pressure heavy? For instance, I'll give you what I'm getting at. San Diego played in a cover 2, 2 deep safeties most of the time, basically daring you to run the football. Philly seems like the team that is always pressuring you, trying to get you to get rid of it. How y'all see that?
There's not as much blitz pressure with this staff. At least, now of course, very small sample size, right? And
of course.
And then also, of course, a lot of that was having a big lead against Atlanta, where of course you're not blitzing and stuff. Right. So because defensive line is just teeing off. So based on what I've seen so far, it's a lot. The front four has been winning a lot. And so there hasn't been a lot of that traditional blitz pressure and things like that. Now, but Dallas, different beast, right? Offensively than the teams we played so far. So I could see something different this week. Because I think last week is not normally how Dallas plays. Normally, Cowboys don't win a low-scoring game. Normally, Cowboys have to score a lot of points.
It was their first low-scoring game to win, I want to say, in about at least 36 games, if not more.
Okay.
They had the longest record in the league of not winning a game unless they scored at least 30 points. That was their first win.
Right.
Was scoring less than 30 points.
So I think coming in, we have to approach Dallas like this is a high-scoring team. Like, don't worry about what you saw last week. Right. This is a high-scoring team. They're capable of scoring 40 points easy. We've got to approach it that way. So we got to mix things up.
Your DBs tend to press closer to the line, or do they play them back? How do they play them typically?
They're playing back a little more than they did the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But the staff we had before was like all press, like we're just gonna make you throw deep to see, if you're, I guess try to play the percentages, but it led to a lot of pass interference, things like that. So
getting burned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too, because your DBs weren't that good. Have upgraded a little bit. But like I said, they seem to be playing smarter. But yeah, definitely not right in the face like they had under the previous staff.
Yeah.
And look at that, Mrs. Bird Gang. Show some respect. Put some respect on this lady's name. That's right.
Dallas may run a little bit more than I'm anticipating if their DBs play off the line a little bit more.
Look at that, Mr. and Mrs. Bird Gang in the house. That's what I'm talking about. This is my favorite power couple.
Yes.
and man, he got 31 on the jersey. And he's saying
that's genius 17. Right there.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how you did that.
Dumb luck.
But you're right. I think the game plan, like the DBs, they're off coverage a little bit. They're back up like yards, so they kind of allow plays to develop in front of them, so they won't get beat deep. Right. The last 3-4 years, the Eagles were getting beat deep because they're playing press and they're biting on double moves. And it's like up over the top, the burnt toast. And so, now it's more okay. We're gonna stay back because even with Slay, he's doing a little bit of both. They're putting him on press and they putting him back a little bit. So because he's our best defensive player, DB at least, and they're not getting burnt so much. But like you said, this is Dallas, it's a different animal. So I don't think they're gonna be able to get pressure with just 4 against Dak Prescott in that running game because they'll start running draw plays, and that's the one thing that Zeke does best against us, at least, is them draw plays. They get them, they bite them, and then the Eagles
counter
counters,
counter trades is
yes, and Zeke gets those 10, 12, 15 yards. It's like, okay, it's going to be a long evening, but I think the one thing Dallas might have to do, because I think Fletcher Cox, he's ready to eat. Like this guy's, you can tell.
I don't like that name either.
He gets frustrated because he's getting triple teamed every single time because he's that threat.
Need to.
Yeah, so he's ready to eat. So I think it might be a Fletcher Cox type.
And Hargrave is starting to show why he got a big contract.
Yes.
That'll help.
Yeah, I don't think you go at Darius Slay. He said it's the game plan for Dallas to attack the corner opposite Slay. I don't think you go at Slay, but you know what, though, Ben? Since McCarthy has been there, and Kellen Moore has been calling plays, they haven't shown a tendency to attack the weak link on a corner. And the commentators have been commenting on that quite a bit too. It's like, I'm surprised they haven't gone after XYZ. Or you know how an injury replacement, what do the offensive coordinator do? Let's see let's take this joker deep.
Let's go after,
They don't do it.
Now they did do it game one because one of the corners went out for the guy that broke his arm for the Bucks, and they ended up going after, I don't know who the replacement was. So they do sometimes, but I definitely think the game plan is to go to the corner opposite Slay. But it depends on if Amari is in the game and Slay's on Amari. I'm going to Amari regardless because I trust Amari to get open.
Yeah, if the X receiver is on one-on-one coverage, they're going to the X receiver, period.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Slay might be on CD, actually. He might just be that.
Wouldn't
That's
that be
gonna
a
be a good
fantastic match?
Yes.
Good matchup right there.
Yes, I love that matchup.
That's going to be a good matchup right there. All right, so let's get to some predictions. What do we see that's going to happen? If it's a score, if it's passing yards, rushing yards, whatever we want to see. A quick comment. Somebody talked about Clemson. Clemson has fell back down to earth. Yes.
Yay! Oh, sorry.
How long has it been? 5 years or so?
It's been a minute. All right. So Courtney, we'll go to you first.
It's gonna be a close game. This is the NFC East. I mean, you hardly ever see blowouts like this. I really feel like the Eagles had the game plan to attack Dallas, like with Jalen Hurts, as we talked about. If Jalen Hurts is consistent with his accuracy and he's running and he's getting that open space, making plays, it's going to be a long day for Dallas. So I can see that happening. Now, Michael Parsons could be, like I said, he might be that spy, so he could might be able to contain him. So Jalen Hurts got to be consistent, but I got the Eagles winning 24-20, close one.
Okay. All right, Doc.
Yeah, I'm looking right at the 30 mark for Dallas, and probably winning at a very, very close one. I'm looking at probably around 27 for Philly. Like 30 to 27, somewhere in there, a little higher scoring than what folks may think, because Jalen Hurts, I'm deathly afraid of in this from him running on a situation. But I think our offense is going to have to win it, so I'm looking at right at about 30-27 with Dallas. I think Dak has a pretty good game this week, bouncing back from a subpar performance last week. I think we're going to get some more of the Deke and Pollard show, and that controversy is going to continue, and folks going to be talking about that. Yeah. And I think Michael Parsons is going to show why he's Michael Parsons. He's going to make a couple of, God, dog, did you see that play? But again, Philly's still going to get theirs. Dallas is very famous for, doing well. Now we got them in a 3rd and 13. Last week, San Diego picked up like 4 3rd and 13s or more. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that as a defense. You've done your job. You got them in 3rd and 13, 14, 15. Get off the field. So again, I think Dallas is known for that. They're going to do some more of that. And so Philly's going to get theirs 30-27, Dallas in a close one. Okay. Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Not a more exciting matchup to have on Monday night. So, All right, guys.
Yeah, well, NFC East championship game. I mean, but it's exciting for us. I don't know about other people, but I think it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be old school, nasty. There's gonna be some fights. There's gonna be some ejections. I think both defenses are gonna. I think both defenses feel a little bit disrespect. I think both defenses are gonna show up. I see 17-13 Philadelphia. Yeah, it's gonna be 17-13 Philadelphia win. It's gonna be a defensive fight, I think, for both squads. And like I said, I expect to see some brawls on the field too. Unfortunately.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Some brawls or some brawls?
Brawls.
Maybe both.
Some fights. I mean, you'll be there in person, so what you see. You might see more than what they show on TV. So.
Right.
It's a lot of light skin out there.
Right.
It's a lot of light skinned people out there. There may be some problems. Jungle Brother said, "Great show, go Giants." He's a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Giants not going anywhere anytime soon.
They could lose to Atlanta tomorrow.
But man, as long as you got
Saquon.
RB1,
if he can stay healthy.
And hey, and your boy can run that pill, that quarterback, man. That boy can. He got some jabs.
He got some deals.
Hey,
it's just
you better nitpick. You better nitpick that one. You better. Don't say good things about a quarterback with a losing record.
Right. If Danny Dimes, if he falls on his face again, you better nitpick that.
Yeah. Some people said the moment he did that, his NFL career was over. Like he can't recover from that.
It was that ghost of hot cellar. Somebody tripping him. He said they're homecoming tomorrow. They're gonna win big.
I tell you this one before with Saquon, when I play DFS all the time, they said if this is not the game that they let him just go, they said this might not ever, like at this season at least, be this got to be a game against Atlanta where he's got to get the ball.
Oh yeah,
and be Saquon. And he had 10 days off. They played last Thursday, so he had 10 days off.
Yeah,
Saquon. Yeah, you better do his thing.
I don't want none of Saquon, man.
Me either.
So my prediction, I think Zeke's gonna have a good game. I'm projecting combined for him and Pollard 150 yards, 1 to 2 touchdowns. I think it's gonna be high scoring, and I think Dak is my prediction. Dak's gonna have over 200, 1 to 2 touchdowns because last week he didn't have any. He had 1 pick, and I'm gonna say 30, 35, 31. 35-31 Cowboys. And it's the home game. Dak hasn't played. Like people say, oh, that really doesn't matter. The psyche for Dak, he's going to be laser focused in his first game since last year.
And Dak's record against the NFC East since he's been in the league has been phenomenal. So he's done well against NFC East bunkmates.
Yeah. We'll be able to play
our walk-ons. Man, get the hell out of
here. All right. He's sleeping, Giant. Yeah. He's sleeping. Atlanta gonna come in there and win.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they still got Matty Ice.
I gotta agree with him. I'm not very impressed with Atlanta, but
I'm not either.
Nobody.
But that's the NFL, y'all know.
Well,
yeah. On any given Sunday,
they were close against Tampa Bay for. 3 quarters in the top.
Atlanta might come out there and win 44 to nothing, and I would be like, "Yep, that's the NFL."
Yeah, yep.
It happens,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's a good point though. And Antonio Gibson has been the more successful, but I've said this on a past podcast. Is he the more talented out of the 3? No. I mean, is he producing more? Yes. But long term, Antonio Gibson. I think
what's sad is just our whole division, But
right.
That's my
especially with the history of that division. It shouldn't ever.
No,
but whenever you don't even have a name for your damn team, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
Yes. Right, exactly.
That's the kind of stuff that happens.
But appreciate you guys for coming on tonight. This was fun. We definitely got to do this. Oh, I see you right there. All right,
let's get a look at that.
Yeah. It's Dusty. It's Dusty. I know that.
What year was that?
I think it said 1974. It definitely didn't start with a 2. I know that. Right? Last millennium.
Hey, we keep them polished often, though. Okay,
yeah.
Right.
It's old, but it's clean.
He said it's icy, right?
Hey,
exactly.
Nate Newton got to do something all day,
Right. Besides saying weed.
He wasn't very good at that.
100 pounds at a time. That's how bad we is. We get arrested for 100 pounds of weed. We go move 120 pounds. Hey.
I agree with you, Aiden. I agree with you. It is the worst division in football. All right, so last
it's right there with the ACC, but yeah.
Very close.
I was gonna say the Mountain West is.
So we got to do this the next matchup. I don't know when it is, but we will.
For the last game or next to last game?
Philly. I hope to go to Philly.
Last game. So last game.
I hope to go to Philly for that game.
Yeah,
bruh.
Come on through, man. I'm definitely here.
Don't wear that. Don't wear that. Don't wear that.
Yeah. Be careful with that, though. Yeah.
I've seen some. I felt bad for how some of these fans got treated.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
You got to go with Courtney and just walk with Courtney in and out of the stadium. Don't worry about
Yeah. We got to go on the subway. We'll be fine. I tell you this though, but before you go, like when the 49ers were here, there was so much red in the stadium. Like it was like a Dallas Eagles game. It was just like that. It was so many 49ers fans. And they were just all over the Rocky steps and everything. I'm like, it's a bad look. The Eagles and fans are gonna jump on the
Was it any fights on the nightly?
I didn't hear anything, but I'm sure there was. But you saw a lot of sea of red up there, so it was crazy. I was like, wow, it's a lot of 49er fans here at the stadium. Wow. But yeah.
Wow. All right, any last words you guys want to leave us with? What you Ice? When's the next Eagles versus everybody?
Eagles versus everybody. Actually Monday night. So
okay.
Yeah.
You can do live coverage?
Trying to do a little bit and then right after the game is the plan right now.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. We'll have a good rest of your night. Monday Night Football will be, I think it will be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
We will have the forecast with myself, Doc, A-Trap, and Wilkes be on Wednesday this upcoming week.
Ben, you forgot. What's going to be our bet this year?
Oh, well, now we got a 2-against-2 bet. I don't know. Historically, I lost a bet, and I had to do Fly Eagles Fly. Now, the good part is most of you guys probably haven't seen that video. It's been taken down.
Oh, I'll bring it back. I'll put it back on Twitter. Don't worry.
I don't know. What's the bet?
Well, we got a couple days. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm always down for a bet.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, have a good night. Appreciate it.
All right, man. It was fun. I appreciate it.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes. Get it, bird game.
We eating birds.
Yeah, go ahead. Pull.
All right,
fellas.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of the show, man.
All right, appreciate it.
See you.
All right, so previewing Cowboys versus Eagles on tonight's show. We're going to get ready for our next segment, which I am styled by Tracy Killian Styling. You see the hat, you see the jersey. He helped me put this together. I also have some pictures uploaded to Instagram so you can see the full fit. But that the show is sponsored by Tracy Killian Styling, and we will get to our weekly style segment. You can go to tracykillian.com. So I'm going to bring him on for the weekly style segment. The weekly style segment with Tracy Killian Styling. All right. Welcome back to the show. Cuz, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Shout out to Ice, Courtney, and Big Doc for holding it down in the beginning half of the show, man.
Definitely. All right. Well, good to get you back on the show. We'll be working together. He'll be coming on doing a segment every month. And so today's segment, we'll be kind of talking about the fit from tonight. Also, he was the one. If you want to know who put together that fit for the BS3 Radio Awards, it was this man right here. But first off, how you doing tonight?
Oh, great. Just getting ready for football tomorrow. Got the Raiders get another win and see how that goes.
Definitely. All right, so let's talk about a moment the fit for the BS3 Radio Awards, which I was all gold out, and I told him, put me in something that I would normally not wear. And most people that know me know I probably would not have ever worn that. But I wanted to do something completely different. So kind of talk about the style and the look and everything, how it was put together.
Oh yeah, so styling you, nothing scares me, but as you say gold at first, I was a little scared because I was like, oh, you want all gold, all right, gold, we going gold though. I didn't know how it was gonna come out, but it came out great, sparkling, everything looked the way I was expecting it. Hopefully you look the way you want it to look in it. Obviously we didn't meet in person to do any of this, so it was a great example of just how we can style from online, just coordinating, talking with each other, figuring out what kind of look you're going for. Definitely, I feel like if the process was easy, maybe you could kind of explain on your end kind of what it was like when you got the products.
Yeah, when I got it, I loved the color. I loved the style of it, the look, even the way it fit. It fit well. I had to take it to the tailor, obviously, but for the pants and everything. But it felt great, and also, just the way it was made was great material as well. So it wasn't as if the material wasn't good. It felt good on my body. So when you're wearing something, you obviously want it to feel good and look good, and it definitely did both of those. So yeah, it was a great job.
Oh yeah, so I mean, it was the first time working with those suits, and I'm happy with the way it came out. All the pictures look great. Yeah, simple as enough. If I have your measurements, I can take those measurements as long as you tell me the look you're looking for. Give me a price range. We can get whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever event. But give me about 2 weeks. We can make it happen.
Yeah, so each month, like I said, we'll be coming up with a new look. So this week with the Cowboys, obviously playing the Eagles on Monday night. Got the hat, which is the new era, the fitted. Excuse me. Got the Cowboys jersey. Like I said, I have some pictures posted on Instagram and on Facebook here soon. But this look was you more so like assisting me with it because I already have the jeans, already had the shoes. You hooked up the hat, and then the jersey. It was kind of like which one you want. My biggest thing was it had to be somebody that's going to be on the team for a while because we talked about this before. I'm a grown man, so I can't be buying jerseys where the dude's not going to be on the team. This is something I'm going to be wearing for a while, so I had to make sure I had to get the Dak jersey. Somebody joking over here said nobody can take you serious with a swap meet Cowboys jersey. It's a real jersey, okay? I paid real money.
Yeah, my cousin he ain't got
I know who that is, so we always go back and forth and joking and stuff. But so you as well got your jersey on. Talk about that. What you rocking?
Yeah, so I had to. Well, let me see. Right from Marshawn, keep it town business. Got the nice gray with silver underlinings on it. So keeping it nice for my Raiders tomorrow. Ready to see another W. Got the all silver and black. Kind of just wanted to do something that you can flip your jersey a little different. If you're going to the game and send the skybox, you might not want to just sit there wearing the normal outfit you wear every day. You might want to put on a suit with your jersey. You might want to get a suit with the NFL linings on the inside. Wear it with a t-shirt. There's all types of ways you can still dress it up and have fun for the weekend. Yeah,
definitely. And that's a good point. Even if you have a business, if you're in a skybox or you're going there with your coworkers or something, or maybe even if it's after work, being this is Monday night, that's a great example. You might want to just put the jersey on and just, go to the game, what you already had on that you wore to work. So that's a good point.
Oh yeah, you bring a pair of tennis shoes with you, have it ready to go, flip the whole outfit. But that's part of the versatility of suits that sometimes people don't really pay attention to is you can flip it however you want. You can make it as casual as you want. You can make it as dressed up as you want. And it'll be the same suit. It's just whatever you want to accessorize it with.
Yeah, definitely. So how are you feeling about the Raiders this year? 2-0. Surprised me for sure. I was expecting maybe 1-1, with the first 2 games. We're going 2-0, also beating the Ravens.
I was expecting 0-2. Honestly, I wasn't even like
you're an honest fan. You gotta be honest.
Yeah. You can't be cheating your heart when you're a Raiders fan. So
yeah.
but nah, yeah, surprising. Everyone's stepping up. I feel like the coaching staff is finally getting a hold of everyone's mentality to get them back to that old school Raider style of we just need to win. It's not really about the stats. It's not about who's getting the commercials. It's not about who's getting the awards. But if we're all playing good, then it's going to shine as a team. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And last week with the Raiders playing the Steelers, I believe that I seen this clip, which was hilarious. It was a wide receiver catching a pass on the sideline, and I think he was yelling at Gruden, and he was like, "Shut up, man." one of the funniest things I ever seen. And Gruden, going away for so long and coming in, I was wondering, was he going to be relevant? Was he even going to be able to relate to the players? So what was your thoughts? I know this is year 2 for him. There's been a lot of issue and a lot of comments on the quarterback, but what was your thoughts for Gruden coming in and his relationship with the QB?
Oh yeah, I think Gruden's he's always tough on quarterbacks regardless. So he's gonna need that time frame to kind of get Derek Carr under the mentality of the West Coast system, the old school can't run the ball as much but stay in the pocket. That's kind of why they didn't let Steve Young play in the early days, because he wanted to run or whatever, when they want you to sit back and hit the short route, hit the check down. So Derek Carr, ever since his legs were I don't see him running, but there's nothing wrong with that. So like he's making it happen from the pocket. So whatever we got to do to win, it's happening. So
yeah,
I'm happy with
it. Good. So kind of talking about, like I said, what I have on today, what was your thoughts going into kind of the look of tonight and of this the style for this month?
Oh yeah, just for on the flip side of so game time or just hanging out on a Sunday, you might be going to the friend's house and you don't want to wear the same t-shirt, the same everything you got all the time, but flip it up a little bit, especially for obviously we know with your fantasy team we got in Dak we trust. So
yeah,
we can build off of with the football going into obviously with Dak, we got to support the Cowboys and the blue jersey. That's the home jersey. I think y'all are the only team to flip, or y'all do the
the blue for the home and the white for the away. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just holding it down for Dallas. You got rep.
yeah. Talk about the hat, which would give a little bit of a zoom in. Gray hat with the blue star. Was it difficult, for people that want to get the hats or they want to get kind of styled for their Sunday or for their tailgating? Was it difficult to get the hat and the size and everything?
Oh no, same thing. As long as you give me some numbers, we can figure it out. Obviously, we haven't met in person for any of these sessions. It's always just been online. So, great example of just reaching out. You said you need a hat. I got you a hat. It's on you now. So
easy.
Simple as
that. So we got Tracy Killian on. He is on Instagram. Let me put this down. Yep, right there. TK Styles T2K20. You can find him on there. This business starting up in the pandemic, with a lot of people starting their business in the pandemic, and he's really helped me kind of take my look to the next level. He can do the same for you. And my wife has been impressed. She was like, I didn't know how that suit was going to look, but it looked good on you. Now she don't like the Cowboys, so she was like, why you get that jersey? And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna get any other jersey. It's just how it is. I'm gonna support Dak. But you brought up fantasy football, which it's going into week 2 of that as well. Like, I'm only in one league. It is called In Dak We Trust. I drafted Dak a little early. A lot of people were skeptical of that. But look, if the name of the team is In Dak We Trust, I got to draft Dak. I can't not draft him, because then that just looks weird when you got somebody else on the team. But talk about your team, how you feel about your, fantasy football wise. What are you looking like going into this week?
Yeah, first off, if you're talking about the live draft that you had on here, I think you took him at a good time. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, people were like, "That's too early. That's too early." But look, I need to make sure I had Dak on the team.
Yeah, you gotta secure somebody, like especially the top 5 quarterback.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm rolling with Lamar Jackson again this year. I'm not taking him in the first round like I did last year, so got a little better equity on that pick, I think. Got DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Lockett, who he's come out of. I don't think anyone's expecting that type of year. I mean, it's just the numbers are going to happen at some point. If DK is getting the double coverage now all the time, then Tyler Lockett's going to be getting the single coverage. So I feel like that was kind of a sleeper pick. Definitely going to help me in the long run. We got Juju Smith. It's the Steelers. So hopefully, got Marquise Brown, which he's stepping up. Surprised people this year right now. The funny thing is, I got Zeke and Jalen Hurts. So y'all were talking about the
Cowboys. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sitting here every week, kind of got to watch both teams, and neither one's really my team. But that's what happens in fantasy football. You end up watching the players. So definitely leaning more towards the Cowboys, and definitely in that one, I got to see my boy Zeke get at least 2 touchdowns, and then I think I got a little bit of injuries, but we'll be all right. We're gonna make it through. I'm 0-2. That's not a nice start right now, but I'll turn around though.
Yeah. And so are you starting Jalen or are you starting?
So now that's what led me to the 0-2. So week 1 I played Lamar because that's my number 1 quarterback. Jalen is going off. Week 2, I said, all right, Jalen's gonna go off. Lamar probably ain't gonna do nothing. And then
that's that's always the interesting thing about fantasy. You don't know who's gonna pop, and that's why I talked about this during a live draft. You don't want to, as much as possible, have 2 guys on the same team on your roster, because then, say if one of them, if you got a running back and a wide receiver, and the running back is the one that they end up running the ball the whole game, but they don't end up, passing, then you could end up losing out if you have, one guy that may end up popping over the other. So that's always a hit or miss when it comes to fantasy. You just don't know who's gonna blow up and who's not.
Hey, you gotta spread the wealth around on the team. Try not to load up on every week trying to get those most points. You gotta have those consistent guys that you're just gonna start every week, and hopefully they're gonna come through. That's what would have happened if I just stuck with Lamar.
Yeah. All right, so I see you with the suit. Let's talk about some of the weekly looks that you're probably gonna be posting those tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have. I might even get it up tonight, but yeah, the looks from the past week. More so, I guess I just got a more different hair and facial hair look going on than I normally have ever had. So more so just kind of letting that beard go a little bit, letting the hair get a little longer. See where I'm gonna take that. I might chop it back down and let the waves come back, but we're trying something new for the fall. See what this is gonna look like.
Nice. Now your posts on Instagram normally showing kind of 3 different looks. You already know which ones you're gonna post. You want to talk about those?
No, I normally just go into it as I'm getting the post ready. Like I normally plan it out. Kind of one of those things where I take so many pictures that I'm just gonna sit there and sort through them, find the one I like, and then fit them into some sort of cohesion. I feel like sometimes it's just random pictures, but for the most part, I'll have the same something going on with my hands or some sort of thing, pose, some sort of theme in the food, all the same type of fabrics, same types of either no ties, with ties, mixing it up that way more so.
Yeah. And one thing I'll say about Tracy is that when we're doing the suit, and it's a comment, start the Giants defense tomorrow, at least 2 picks and 4 sacks. They're playing the Falcons, so that could definitely happen. I would agree with you there. But he sent me kind of two ties. So I said I want to do bow tie, and thank God he sent me 2, because one of them, like, it didn't go around all the way, and the other one had that longer kind of longer straps, so I was able to do that. But that's one thing I do appreciate with you. The first 2 months that we've worked together is that you make sure that you have everything you need as far as the size, but giving you more than one option and really talking you through the situations or whatever that's coming up, whatever event. So that really came in handy, because if it didn't, then I would have I would have not had a bow tie at all, and I probably would have had to go with the regular tie. So that came through in the clutch.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that sometimes people don't think about. But if it's just as small as an accessory, there's nothing wrong with having two of them, buying a second option, deciding the day of, picking out the socks you want to wear, picking out the shoe you want to wear, especially when it's an accessory. It's not that much to get you another tie versus, like you said, you have a tie that you're expecting and it's not what you want at the time of. If you don't have a backup plan, then that one little thing can mess up the whole look. So especially trying to cover all the bases, that's something I want to look out for with all my clients. Another nice feature that I feel like working with me as far as the end of your sessions is for the one-day events or things for your wedding, you get a final style check with me. So within the last 4 hours before your event or whatever, as you're getting ready, if something comes up, you can just live video chat me real quick, show me what's wrong. We'll see what we can do to try to get that fixed in appropriate time frames, and if not, walk you through, like you said, how to make it get pulled off if we need to.
Yeah, and it was even up to the minute. I mean, I was getting ready to go on live probably an hour before, and he was like, "Hey, you got the tux, you got the tailor, you got everything you need," and then even with the cufflinks, you have cufflinks. So the way you go through it is really a well-oiled machine. You go through like a checklist of what's needed and what's not needed. So that definitely comes in handy, because I think nowadays, as we get older, we may not have maybe the same style, or our style may be kind of stale. So we want to kind of flip it and revamp it. So that's one thing I appreciate working with you so far. So definitely, that's something that the client is going to get that you may not get with somebody else. And it is a personal touch, even if you're in the same city or not.
And even at that, at the end of the day, I'm working for the client. So I'm still going to take their input. We're going to still need to figure out what their style is, whatever you're comfortable with. Definitely not that type of stylist that's going to put you in something that you never want to wear. And if you tell me you want to wear something you never would have worn, then we can do that. But yeah, I'm definitely not that pushy type to where I'm going to demand looks out of you. We're going to work together, figure out something that you're comfortable with and that fits your profile or the event you're going to.
Yeah, definitely want to get you right. So kind of looking forward to next month, because like I said, we'll be doing this each month, and we'll be going into the fall, which fall started, I believe, this week. So summer is officially over. Kids going back to school. So we'll be talking about the fall outfit and kind of some dad gear for events. So, something that will be kind of business casual. So if you're leaving somewhere for work and your kid's got an event, or it may be kind of like a date attire. So make sure that you're tuning in each week on this show, and we'll let you know when we have that segment. Normally to be about the last Saturday or so of the month, and we'll give you some of those tips and tricks. But give them a little bit of a sneak peek going into the next month, and also any accessories and things you want to suggest.
Oh yeah, so I mean, I'm in Cali, so I mean it's still too hot out here for fall. Had a couple people I've been seeing going with the turtlenecks already, but it's a little too hot. So, yeah. But definitely if you're in the colder weather type cities, sweater, even a sweater vest, kind of not a thing too much as far as in the past, but putting it under a blazer has always been look nice. Definitely layering up with your suit if you need to wear suits for work. If you're in a windy city, scarves. Scarves are always a good accessory. I never really wore scarves until the last probably 2 years. My wife gave me a couple, and then I was like, oh, thing works. I mean, if you're wearing a suit, it's gonna keep your neck warm. Also, a nice way to just accessorize, dress up the suit you might already be wearing. Definitely pants wise, chinos gonna be good right now. Getting into that in between a casual, business casual, take it from work to the end of the night. Dress shirts layering with anything is always going to be in for the fall. You can put a dress shirt with a casual shirt under it. You could put it just a t-shirt, wear it open. You can still wear your tie, no tie, roll your sleeves up. Lots of versatility. Definitely vest looks as far as suit without a coat. I'm just going with the vest. Be something you could be pulling off right now in the fall if you're in a warmer place.
Yeah. I'll say one thing I did not like wearing as a kid was turtlenecks. Like at all costs, I would not. So I think some people can pull that off. I think definitely some people can do it. I don't think I would probably rock a turtleneck, but I'll say this: do not count it out because I want to get some different looks. So I may do it just because I want to do something different. But yeah, turtlenecks is something I didn't like as a kid, as well as corduroys. Anybody remember corduroys? You know, it was, especially if it was summertime and your mom put you in some corduroys. But you know, I think you make some really good points with the sweater vest and really being able to do that business casual and wear it at different moments. You know, wear something from the beginning of the day to the end. That's a really good point that you brought up. So talk about some of the accessories. I know we got a belt that's going to be coming my way, but belts. Shoes, hats, things of that nature.
Yeah, so shoes, transitioning into the fall, definitely going to be time to start getting some of your tennis shoes, but even more just casual shoes that you could wear to a business casual type job. So something nice and plain, just a nice white shoe. It's always going to be all right for the day. Now at night, obviously hard bottoms are still going to be the thing for a nice restaurant or a night out. Get some wingtips, get a double monk strap. So for the people that aren't familiar with a double monk strap, that's going to be the shoe that has the smooth front with the two clasps coming across the side. You can wear that with a suit, and then at the end of the day, put with some jeans. That'll look nice always. And then black shoes. You can't ever go wrong with black shoes at any time.
Oh yeah, really.
With fall and winter, so black dress shoes, black Nikes, black any shoes, Vans, whatever you want to wear. You can flip it to any look right now. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And double monk strap, but you have actually the shoes and the boots, so you have kind of two different options you can roll with. So that's a really good point. And I think definitely diversifying, but also I think being able to mix and match some things. So, if you have something that you can wear one day and then you maybe wear kind of the same pants with a different shirt. So, that also goes kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, blazers and sport coats. Definitely this is the time to start wearing those. If you need to dress for work or need to wear maybe a coat, not necessarily a suit, but definitely start looking in different type of sport coats. Those are always going to be good for the fall.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we kind of already talked about October, what we'll be looking at, and we'll be working together, once a month on the show with the weekly style segment. Right now, you showed the suit that you have with the shirt. What type of shoes are you rocking with that? I don't know if you said that already.
So I'll have to pull them up a little bit. But we're going with the Nike SBs. So we got the all black low top. Kind of going with the higher break on the pant, nice and slim on the suit. So how do you do something nice and sleek on the shoe?
Nice. I had the Air Maxes on tonight. You'll see it in the picture. I don't have them on right now, but definitely with jerseys, you can pretty much wear any type of shoes. I have on white, obviously, because there's white in the jersey, but depending on what type of jersey you're wearing, There's obviously tennis shoes in all colors. You can go, high in price. You can go middle range. You can go low. You can really pretty much do anything. So,
and that's something that I think might get slept on when it comes to wearing tennis shoes with your suit. You don't have to wear your nicest Nikes. You don't wear your Jordans. You could just get a $30 pair of shoes, get a $40 pair of shoes, just to be all one color, just to fit with the look you're trying to go with. You don't need to necessarily make that statement with the shoe at that point because you're already wearing a suit. So that might be something that people feel like they don't want to dress their suit up or down, but you could make it look however you want to look if you put the focus on the part of the outfit you want to.
Yeah. And I'll say Old Navy. I got 2 pair of shoes I didn't think they were really going to be that nice. For probably about $20. They were like, $30, like 15 each. But it had a pretty nice look that you can wear with almost anything. If you're wearing shorts and kind of just a plain shirt, if you're wearing, you got the suit on and you want to wear them. So, like, I think at least for me, I wouldn't kind of put focus on shoes. I just thought they were so expensive. But there's so many options of things you can do. You just don't be afraid to mix it up.
Now, going cheap is not recommended on dress shoes. That's something that I would never really suggest. It's one of those things where you want to spend that investment on the quality for the durability and just for your feet's sake, especially people that work on your feet a lot. If you're going to be wearing dress shoes, you want to spend a little bit on that. You don't want to cut the corners.
Right. That's the one place you don't want to cut corners.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so hats. Obviously, today we're doing the sports, so we got the Cowboys hat. But if you're looking at kind of a casual look, what would you recommend? Like a Kango, a fedora? Any ideas on that?
Yeah, this time of year, definitely different options. Fedora, always classic with a suit. People wear them casual as well. Kango, depending on the outfit you're going with. Same thing with just a plain baseball hat. Beanie, if you're going casual. You can flip it with a suit certain ways if you want to do like a nice slim sweatshirt or something under it with the beanie once it starts getting colder. Still plenty of options hat wise. Wear a cowboy hat with the suit. Do whatever you want to do. Now, get the casual, then any style of hats obviously still gonna be all right. I'd probably just stay away from like the net backs at the fall time and maybe like the trucker hats, but move into the more something that gets a little durability on it. Keep your head a little warm. They still have some sort of function, so
yeah,
I'm a little thicker.
I'm seeing a lot of guys. I don't know if you know what this hat is called, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a cowboy hat, but it's got a red kind of lacing like underneath it. I see a lot of people wearing these. Like it's kind of a newer style hat. I can't think of the name of it. I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, let me see. I want to see if I can pull up a picture real quick. Yeah, it's called. It's a fedora, but I think maybe just the look of it, it looks a little bit different than kind of anything else. Here, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. That's the benefit of using this platform here.
Yeah, we got that technology these days.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, it says a wide brim fedora.
Okay, so I've seen stuff like that on Instagram. So definitely, it's a different style of the fedora, like you were saying. Yeah, with the definitely wider brim, more to grab onto, a little more stylish actually, I'd say, than the standard fedora. So if you could pull it off, yeah, I would rock those. Now, personally, I don't like hats. I'll stay with about it, but I could see that getting worn with all types of suits. That'd be a cool hat.
Definitely, and I see Cam Newton in one of those. That's what brought me to mind. And he must have a really good stylist. So I think the hat has the middle part cut out, so his locks can kind of go through there. But
Oh man.
yeah. I mean, he's got the money to be able to get things altered and get it going. So
Now, some of that cam stuff is a little too wild, like that. Like watching that, I was like, hey, like some people just need a stylist that'll do some in some normal clothes, but make it nicer.
Cam definitely has his own style. He is not afraid to rock really whatever.
But he pulls it off. So I mean, if
he pulls it off, yeah,
it's gonna have to.
Yeah, I think it's the confidence. It's the confidence in the look and where he's able to pull that off. But he does it.
Any outfit, as long as you're rocking it with the confidence that you need and you feel comfortable in it, then it's gonna look the way you want it to look.
Definitely. All right. Well, anything you want to leave us with on this this September segment?
Oh no, just everyone stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Thank you for this opportunity today on the show. Appreciate the guest earlier as well, holding it down. Nice sports info. And it was nice to get some fan perspective, but with some knowledge. It's not just some emotional.
Yeah.
There is it's backed with some facts. So definitely some good talks today, I heard.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, appreciate you for coming on. We'll be back next month with our weekly style segment, Tracy Killian Styling. Make sure to go to the website. Also find him on Instagram. He will definitely get you styled for your upcoming event, wedding, day-to-day, whatever it is that you need. Go to TK Styles 2K20. So appreciate you for coming on. And no problem. Have a good rest of your night.
All right. Thank you.
All right. The weekly style segment with Tracy Killian Styling. All right, welcome back to Late Night with BS3. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Go Cowboys! If you don't know what we've been talking about it. Also, we got you right in the style department. I'm gonna put the hat back on since we're getting ready to end the show. I want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in. All the comments, I appreciate every last one of them. A couple of funny comments here. Talking about Jungle Brother, who's in on the comments. He's an undercover fan. Him, Chief, DJ Mad Knox, definitely they all are. All Cowboys haters are undercover fans. They just can't help it. This is Jungle talking about the Raiders jersey. Hey, it's a Marshawn jersey, though. You got to rep the Marshawn no matter what jersey Marshawn is in. So I appreciate all of the comments. Cowboys coming up on Monday. We will not have the forecast. What we do on the forecast is we review movies like documentaries like you've never seen or heard before. We do it in a completely different way. You're going to learn something. You're going to laugh. It comes on Mondays, normally at 9 p.m. Central. But we will be doing it on Wednesday this upcoming week, obviously. Cowboys on Monday Night Football. And we'll be talking about the Rick James documentary, which is out. It's called Bitchin', the Sound and Fury of Rick James. So you'll be able to check that out on Wednesday instead of Monday. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. Let me pull up a graphic real quick so you guys can see it. If you have not seen the graphic and the image of this documentary, I'm really looking forward to it because I know Rick James as far as the music. I know him as far as Dave Chappelle, but I don't know him beyond that point. So here's the graphic right here. You can see Rick James with the extensions there. This is going to be a really fun show. I'm looking forward to it. Also, check out all the other shows on BS3Radio.com. Have a lot of great content. We're doing a lot of things on YouTube as well as on social media. You can follow us at BS3 Radio, all avenues of social media. Today's show sponsored by Tracy Killian Styling. You did hear that. That is our website right there, BS3Radio.com. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me go down and give some shout outs to everyone that commented. All right. Jungle Brother, Mickey Delaney, thank you for tuning in. Frankie Cruz, thank you for tuning in. Dennis Holmes, Overton Claiborne, the NR Hour. Let's see. Aiden Barrett, who always comes in the building. I appreciate you. Even when we do the fantasy show, which we're going to be getting back to that, we'll do a fantasy show probably coming up in the next couple of weeks. Next Saturday, we're going to do the Ari and Daddy show will be back. So me and my daughter, we review movies. We're going to do Addams Family 2. So we'll be doing that this upcoming week on next Saturday. Let's see. My man Mike Patton of Touring the AFC South. Let's see any other comments. Anthony Lansdowne, a.k.a. Billy Illinois. D. Great from South Central. Thank you for tuning in. Philly the podcast. Shout out to my dude, man, doing a great job. An amazing job over there, even though he is an Eagles fan. Also, we got some other Eagles fans that came in the building. Mrs. Bird Gang and Mr. Bird Gang 31 coming through, showing love. Make sure to check out those channels. If you're a Eagles fan or not, make sure to check it out. So thank you for tuning in tonight. We will be back next week. We also be back on Wednesday with the forecast. So make sure to check us out, BS3Radio.com. All avenues of social media, BS3 Radio, also on YouTube. And we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and that's all the platforms around right now. All right, so have a great rest of your night. Football tomorrow at Football Today. Peace.